Yeah, there's something about this dude, obviously, isn't there? You know, that I'm kind of looking forward to getting through his stuff and checking out the documentary and that, because there's something so far that calls to me, I suppose, in him, that is what it, I don't know, it's there's a uniqueness to him, I feel already, in what he's doing, in the way he sounds, even though, you know, so many people have kind of done this kind of thing before, I suppose, but there's something special about him, right?
Breathing in, breathing out. How you been? You settled down. You feeling right? You feeling proud? How are your kids? Where are they now? You build a boat. You build a life. You lose your friends. You lose your wife. You settle in to routine. Where are you? Does it mean?
It's a jarring snare there, wasn't it? You know, like a gunshot. Man, so far, I mean, don't know if I've got much to say about it, apart from it just feels like this beginning of a movie that I'm not really, you know, things are going to be revealed. There's obviously references, I suppose, to depression, I guess, right? To expectation. It's all kind of vague at the moment, isn't it, you know, as the openings to the best movies are.
Bought some shit. Search online, you're getting lost, you're getting high, all alone, late in life, scared to live.
Scared to live, scared to die. Yeah, okay. So that's a great line. There's so much to unpack in that line, isn't there? I saw a little clip the other day of Stephen Merchant talking about writing and great writing in movies, and I think he was speaking about Escape from Alcatraz, and there's a scene in it where Clint Eastwood is in Alcatraz, I guess, you know. One of the other characters asks him when his birthday is, and he says, I don't know. Then he asked him what his childhood was like, and it's just said short. And he was like, you know, there's just so much information, like, delivered in those lines. You know, so it's such great writing because you don't need to know, you know, maybe his mother was like a drug addict or like his father left away. You don't need to know any of that, you know. People can project, I suppose, like, but it's still, there's just, I think there's a magic in that, you know. There's just far too much exposition in a lot of stuff, isn't it? It can be the death of things. But this line is, yeah, scared to live. Well, the reason I thought of that was because he's put all alone late in life. You know, so he's letting us know what's going on with such little information, which is pretty cool. Scared to live, scared to die. That's a fantastic line. Oh, man, it is a really, really good line. There's words on the tip of my tongue. I'm just trying to order my thoughts. I've been scared to live, I suppose. Not so much afraid to die. My biggest fear was not fulfilling my potential, you know. That's why, I guess, in the end, I stopped drinking and everything else and tried to turn my life around. But like, really, like the stopping of those things, that's just the beginning of like trying to sort things out, right? Because then you got to work through everything you've been ignoring or whatever it is, and work out how to build a better life. But people are scared to live, aren't they? So maybe, I suppose, in this scared to die line, maybe I was scared to die. I was scared to die without fulfilling my potential. And that's a kind of death, isn't it? The death of your potential. So that's what I mean when I say there is just so much in these 6 words: scared to live, scared to die, scared to take action, you know. You need to choose between the pain of action or the pain of regret. And I guess you can extrapolate from that, you know, the pain of what potential failure or embarrassment or taking action is painful, isn't it? You know, growth is painful. Yeah, growth is painful. The growth of your soul, the growth of everything, it's all painful.
Bought some shit, search online, you're getting lost, you're getting high, all alone, late in life.
There's great emotion in this already, isn't there? You know, in his voice.
You build a boat, you build a life, you lose your kids, you lose your wife, you settle down, you're feeling lost, you're getting stoned, then kicking rocks.
There's elements of like Springsteen and stuff, isn't there? You know, that. It also makes me feel like this is kind of like a good version of Mumford and Sons, you know. Sorry if there's any Mumford and Sons fans. I just can't stand those tunes.
And I'm not how you hoped. Forgive my northern attitude. Oh, I was raised out in the cold. If the sun don't shine till the summertime.
I love how front and center his voice is.
I was raised on little light.
Cool. So that's the statement of intent, the inciting incident. Yeah, some good energy in that. Alright, so this is one I've heard before.
As you promised me that I...
Thanks for watching. If you would like access to the full thing and loads of other extended content, Taylor Swift, One Direction, Miley Cyrus, videos of me playing my songs and others, link in description.